Long day lay me low.
Hello, everybody. Jason Bascom here from Unhinged Entertainment.
There's bound to be terror, ism, and schism, grinding on its drones.
Amateur comic book artist, professional illustrator.
We are the ones who must want the position. Deep here, trending click, lesbian love is accepted and right. Shade things meet hair in the mix, blending the 80s and 90s with hate.
Co-founder of Unhinged Entertainment, all that other fun stuff. All right, I got that Spiderman piece, and I'm going to finish it. We're gonna detail it, maybe color it, maybe I don't know. We'll see if we get to coloring. I'm probably gonna time lapse this, and then talk over it later. But yeah, just like how I detail some stuff. Once again, it may not be right. It may not be the way everyone else does it, but it's how I know how to do it. So, without gilly the nilly. So yeah, switched over here. I did do a screen share this time rather than just the window share, so you could see all my windows. And I actually mess up almost right out the gate because I work on another layer. I usually make a new layer, and I will work on the layer underneath it. Or over top with the detail. It doesn't matter with that. With the colors, you kind of got to work underneath. But so normally I will detail on a separate layer. That way I can delete things and not have to worry about deleting some of the line work. But as you see here, I'm spotting in a little black. I did toss in a little cross hatching. Sometimes it's easier to spot in the black first and then go ahead and add in your cross hatching. I work in both. I go both. I go both ways. So yeah, just I use the lasso tool, and then I have the black in the forefront, as you can see in the. I think you can see it. Maybe you can't. Did this stupid? Oh no, it's right there. Okay, never mind. Anyway, so you want the black in the foreground of their little squares on that bottom left over there, and then you hold down you hold down Control, and then you hit backspace to fill in. I believe it's Control. Yeah, and then you hit backspace to fill in that selected area with that foreground color, and that way that's like just instantly spotting in your blacks. And sometimes I'll draw in the pattern with the lasso tool and stuff like that, and then I'll go in and add the cross hatching to gradiate out to create shadow effect, and it works for me. Not everybody needs crosshatch. You don't need to crosshatch really. You could do just fine without it. I've done several pieces where I don't do that, but as you see there, like I'm making patterns and then I'm just filling it in with that black. It's just see, and I selected the area, filled it in with his tights on the blue. I like to just have that be highlights. I really don't like the crosshatch in there too much, so I tend to just leave some empty space and I make it random. I don't. I could play with the light source and do a little better, but I like to have a little more zing to it, a little more fun. And it's like I said, probably not the right way to go about it, but if you're an artist or an illustrator, you can do it. The great thing is you can do what you want to do. I follow the rule of cool. If it looks cool, awesome, and it's not right. I mean, none of this anatomy in here is right. The light source definitely probably maybe isn't right. Some of it is, but yeah. And then like to have stuff descend into the background a little bit. If it's like you got the palm of your thumb there, or the top of your fist, and then the thumb goes down. So I'll draw little lines going down to show that like it shadows down rather than because I'm not relying on color. If this was just like an outline of the character, you would do that with color and shadow because there's no lines in reality in life. There are no lines. It's just all shades and values and colors. But as illustrators, we have to rely on line work. So, and admittedly, sometimes I go too heavy on it. But like I said, I like that fun. And you see there, and I also toss in some whites later. But yeah, just throwing in that highlight. I do keep some light sources. You can tell the light is coming from the upper left, and stuff that is closer to the upper left, I tend to leave it. Oh, what I did there was, since it's going further back, I kind of wanted to play with that and just have it be totally blacked out back there and gradiate out as it comes towards you. It was fine the way it was with just the lines that gradiate back. It would have worked either way. But I was trying something different. Why? Because we can. That's the great thing. There are rules to drawing and art and stuff. You can bend them and some you can break. And have fun with it. Break them. Do what you want. And I'm thickening this like this. I'm thickening the line there because the foot is closer to you, so it's going to have that the thicker line to indicate that it's like bigger. It just gives it that more volume, and then I'm just adding in some more stuff here, tossing in that selection tool. I played with the shapes, a couple shapes before I filled it in. I settled on that one. It's wrong, but it's fun. I do go in with a white, and I do add my little lines later on that I like to put in that really don't make any sense. They don't do anything, but I like to work that way. I like to work nonsensically. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, where are we with this? I zoomed out. I was looking in Premiere. Adding some cross hatching there, some folds. Even though they are tights, you're gonna get some bendy bends. Now they're tights. Like I know in like the movies Nanotech or whatever, and there are some other things. But Spider-Man initially had tights, so and I'll toss in some more highlights and just to indicate what is descending into the background. If he's bending, parts of him are gonna fold in, and those parts I draw lines going down. And once again, this isn't a great, full-on tutorial of how to do. This is just how I do it. I could do a tutorial of like, here's a body, and it's gonna go in the background, and this is how you draw the abs going into the background. But I wanted to just draw Spider-Man and show you how I draw Spider-Man and how you can do it too. You can draw this. You can do this. I mean, it's shapes. So, and then you just play with the cross-hatching with those shapes. But if it looks cool. I mean, there are some people that like different styles. I like this style, and I can draw a regular Spider-Man. To me, this is a regular Spider-Man just because he's lanky, he's Spidey, and I like Todd McFarlane's work, so I do incorporate a little bit of that Todd McFarlane type style, or try to anyway, emulate him because he just did the best one. Obviously, I mean, most people do like it, and I'm playing with the abs a lot in there, getting a lot as much as I can in those folds and as much detail as I can. Now, the thing is, with working digitally, you're gonna zoom in too much, and if it goes into print, or you print it out at comic book size, it won't really matter. But so you got to be careful. And I am coloring it, so to speak. So I just filled in the whole thing with red. His red costume. I picked a red. It may not be Spider-Man red, but it's red. And then what I do is I'm going to delete some areas that I don't like that need to be white, definitely. And those are just really his eyes. His eyes need to be white. So, and the highlights in some of that black area there. Pardon me. Diet Dr. Pepper. So you go, look at that. It just stands out already. So, and then what I do is I go into the blues. I lasso them. And then I will bring the blue. I'm going to bring that blue into the foreground. And then I'm going to lasso his blue areas and his arm and his legs. And then you hold down control and hit backspace and it'll fill it with that blue. Now, if I were doing colors, you would go in and you would maybe do airbrush. Some people like the airbrush. There's a style called cut grad where you do the lasso tool again. And then you like add a lighter color for highlights and then you just highlight it and you so on and so forth, darker and so on and so forth. But this I was going for a little different flair, a little different style. So I was just one on flat color, and it's just a one-off piece anyway. It's meant to be fun, and I created variations and shadows with those line art. So you still get depth in that regard. So, and I just think it works out really well. It came out great. I know I'm pretty close to finishing out. I add some white webbing into it here. Coming up, where's that? Where are we at in the timeline here? We're just getting close. Yes, let's see. Here you go. I was playing with what I wanted to do, so I'm like, did I want to shade it? Did I not want to shade it? I was like, I was just gonna leave it flat because I could have tossed in some darker reds to indicate shadow, but I like it the way it is. And then I bring white to the foreground, and then I start adding some webbing on that color layer. because the color layer is underneath the line layer. The line layer is set to multiply, and then that's how I do it. Now everybody has a different method, and then I work on the layer underneath for colors. So, and then here you go. I'm just tossing in some white webs, just to give a little more detail, a little more character to the piece, a little more fun, a little more like he's been swinging around for a while. So, and at the end here, I do pan down to show you a whole thing, and that's the gist. That's pretty much how I do. Like if I were to color it fully, I'm not a full-on colorist, but there you have it. Yeah, so that's it. You can see what I did. I didn't totally color it. My ink spots will probably kill me. I don't know, but I like to do different things. I mean, there's no background. You know what I mean? I could have done like a blue sky or something and then shaded him and stuff like that, but sometimes I like to keep things with those flat colors. It kind of gives it a little feel. I don't know, I like to do that, and it's quicker, it's a fun piece. But as you can see, that's how I go about it. I was listening to music, that's why I had my headphones on. Thank you again for watching. Everyone go check out Frog G. Link will be in the description below, and I will play you the trailer on the outro. Like, share, subscribe, do all the fun things that YouTube likes to help grow the channel, and I appreciate you watching, and I hope you hope I did you some good. So have a good one.
We've all read the story. The brave hero conquers the diabolical villain and rescues the damsel in distress. But this is real life, and in real life, stories don't always have happy endings. Frog G, the story of a man turned into a frog by a voodoo priestess sent on a mission to kill a god by death itself. Now our hero must roam the underworld to regain his humanity and win back the woman he loves.